Morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. This is Angela with another edition of Notes on the News. Not news, where I read to you headlines mostly from my news feed and give you my thoughts on them. My thoughts may be based on the headline itself. It may be based on the headline plus the paragraph after. It may be based on me having read the article. It may be that I've read a few articles about the subject, or I may be an expert on the subject. But you can find the actual article link in my Twitter feed. Be fabulous, you. Thank you so much for clicking on the video and sticking around to see what my notes on the news feed are. It's not news, it's just my notes. Okay, my thoughts. Devin Nunes appears to be running a parallel Russia probe without Democrats' consent. So, I'm not quite sure who this person is, but this is the impression that I've gotten. I just kind of skimmed the article. I think that the federal government is running a probe right now, investigating ties to Russia and the election that happened in 2016. And so someone has left that committee and now they're running their own investigation. But see, the part that kind of so they're just running their own investigation. They're calling witnesses. And so at the end, when the group that's running the investigation, is it Mueller who's running the investigation? Where, he has attorneys, he's calling in witnesses, they investigate and stuff. They talk to Twitter, they talk to Facebook. They trying to put the pieces together of what happened when allegedly the president of Russia, who's a former spy, hacked the 2016 presidential election. And I think there was he had systemically been hacking and running different things and interfering with various things. Because I don't think you just start with the presidential thing. You test your stuff along the way to see how it works. See if anybody noticed. See who noticed. You figure out who is who you can compromise, who you can bribe, who you can blackmail to say, look, when they come to you and say that Russia has interfered with our elections, I want you to say, no, President Obama, I don't believe it. And if you say anything, I'm going to tell the whole country that you're trying to take over the country in a coup or whatever. You find people who, I want you, this guy right here, he's my puppet because he came to Russia and we got video of people peeing on him. We got video of this and he don't want that stuff to come out. We got video that show how small his hands are, whatever. So, and then we got this person. We also have this person because I'm an intelligence agent. That's that's what I do. I know how to compromise people. I know how to, like I'm a spy. Haven't y'all ever seen the movies? That's what he does. And so, I want you, Nunes, or whoever your name is, you withdraw from that committee and you do a alternate committee so that then there are people who can question the legitimacy of that. And so basically, Putin, to me, or a Putin type character would be winning in this scenario for the most part, because win, lose, or draw with the investigation or whatever happens, it has caused a lot more. Like it seemed like before it used to be Black Americans who questioned the United States, to me, for the most part. Because I'm like, and now it's like, I think it's going to be way more widespread. Like, we question the legitimacy of things. Like, oh, your Constitution says that you believe in freedom for the people and all men are created equal, but you were treating Black people like boo-boo and like subhuman since before your Constitution. While you were crafting your Constitution, the people who crafted your Constitution did not think that Black lives were real lives or did not treat them like real lives. You treated us like a way for you to make money. So no, your propaganda is propaganda. We don't believe that stuff. Black people have been saying that forever. Oh, the CIA, the FBI. What about counterintelligence program? When you were COINTELPROing Black leaders in the 60s, in the 50s, and probably before that and probably after that. We don't believe in your intelligence agencies. And now regular Americans, or more and more people, are like, I don't believe in this government. I don't believe in these intelligence agencies. And I noticed that I'm almost like, well, what about the FBI? The FBI said this it's like it's desperate times and a desperate situation when I'm looking to the FBI and the CIA for the truth of the situation. When I ain't never been trained to believe that the FBI and the CIA have any truth. But it's such desperate times because the country seems like, you know, parts of its legitimacy have been compromised. So I think that a Putin type character would be winning, because if you say this election is not legitimate, then how far back do you go in terms of which elections are legitimate and not? Because I think that when they do the probe, they're going to find the stuff didn't just start in 2016. The stuff has been going on, and it's much more far-reaching than they realize. And so then it starts to dismantle all kinds of things. So you have to take away this president, then you have to take away the vice president. Then it's probably some people in Congress and Senate who are supposed to be protecting the quote-unquote democracy who have been compromised, who are part of the Putin intelligence probe type, not probe, but, you know, destruction web. So then, you know, Americans are like, our country is jacked up, and Putin is like, yay, that's been my goal all along, to make Americans hate America as much as I hate America and distrust America. But anyway, yeah, okay, that's my rant for today. Okay, millennials are at odds with their parents over binge watching TV. So the statistics show that the younger you are, the more likely you are to binge, like get a Netflix series and like watch the whole series in a weekend, or watch a show, you know, on demand in over a week's period, instead of every week at Tuesday at 9 p.m. I have to watch this. You know, you just watch it when it's convenient for you. You don't be shaping your life around the TV. You let the TV formate around your life. Except that sometimes when I would binge watch, it's like it's like, oh, I'm just going to watch one more. Oh, I'm going to watch one more. Oh, I'm going to watch one more. And then things get out of control in a different way. But that's, you know, but anyway, there is a difference. And that dog is all on our porch. Girl, we don't know how we going to make it in the house. It's a big dog around here. We don't know who it belongs to. Bella's just whining. Former Trump campaign aide reportedly won't cooperate with the Senate Intelligence Committee's Russia probe. So I think this Nunes is a senator who's left the Senate Intelligence Committee's probe and has gone on to do his own thing. But anyway, and that's the other thing. When they asked the man, look, we want to know the names of all of the people who have come to Mar-a-Lago since you've been president. And it's been, you know, the news people are like, we know at least 1,000 people. It's probably more, but we know at least 1,000 people. And then Trump and his people, Zero and his people, gave a list of like 20 people from one weekend. And that's the last I heard of it. So I feel like the Zero is like, who gonna check me, boo? I'm gonna give you what I want to give you. I said what I said, and what you gonna do? And what are we or they? What we gonna do? He doing whatever he want to do. Who gonna check him, boo? Who gonna check Zero, boo? Who? That's what I want to know. I don't know. I guess God eventually, or, you know, God is checking us all. You know, we may not always see the checkation of somebody else. We may not even understand our own checkation, but that's what I want to believe. But it look like some people stay winning, don't it? And that can be very kind of depressing and demoralizing to me. But anyway, so this campaign aide is not cooperating. And other people, you know, the way that it used to be traditionally, it's like, oh my gosh, if you were caught, you have to go. You have to testify. It's a big deal. You can't be just like, nah, I ain't going. Nah, thanks. Mark Zuckerberg apologizes for insensitive VR tour of Puerto Rico. VR as in virtual reality. So he's using new technology to be like, this is the destruction of Puerto Rico, and it's got like a Mark Zuckerberg character and some white girl type character, you know, and he's showing, you know, and that's all I heard. But he apologized. Some people felt that it was insensitive, like because it's a crisis situation, you taking advantage of a crisis to promote your virtual reality stuff or show it off, which is like low-key promotion. Pizza Hut parka keeps you warm as a pizza. So you know how the pizzas come wrapped up in those things, and they pull the Velcro and then they pull out your pieces. They made a parka out of that, and they say, I didn't know this, that Pizza Hut has a history of creating sort of these types of products that aren't really products. I guess just something for the executives to have and be like, I got Pizza Hut parka, but it'll probably be warm for at least 20 minutes 20 minutes or less. October 11, 1991, Redd Foxx dies from a heart attack. Rest in peace, Redd Foxx. On the satellite, there's the Jamie Foxx channel on satellite. I don't know what the number is or whatever, but it's like comedy basically. So I've been hearing a lot of Redd Foxx numbers. It'll have like comedy skits, like maybe a minute, give or take. It may be 30 seconds. It may be 2 minutes. I don't know. It may be more. But you get skits of different people. So I was not really familiar with Redd Foxx. And I would watch when he was a garbage man, they had him and his son, Sanford and Son. I would watch Sanford and Son. And it was okay, but it was like almost like it wasn't my favorite show, but I have watched a lot of episodes, and I would get a chuckle here or there. But I had never heard of stand-up comedy until the Jamie Foxx comedy satellite station thing. But it's kind of interesting to listen to some of these comedians outside of the context of a show. And this I don't know if this is in my newsfeed or not, but Jamele Hill, whatever the sister girl's name is, who is, I said what I said, Trump is a white supremacist, and we should boycott NFL sponsors if this one want to tell people that they're going to lose their jobs for taking a knee during the national anthem, and she's suspended for a week from ESPN or whatever. She from Detroit. I'm like, if she don't act like she from Detroit just in that, I don't give a, sorry, I'm not sorry, I'm not sorry. She act kind of like she from Detroit, but I don't know. I meant to Google it because I read that someplace. I'm like, oh. India Supreme Court rules sex with child bride is rape. So if I'm a man, because I don't know if women do this, but if I'm a man and I marry, I'm 40 years old, I'm 50 years old, I'm 35, I'm 30, I'm 70 years old, and I marry an 8-year-old girl, 10-year-old girl, 12-year-old girl, 18-year-old girl. It used to be, I guess, legal for me to have sex with her. Now it's not legal for me to have sex with her, but it's legal for me to marry her. Okay. I mean, these men and pedophilia, like I feel like pedophilia is it's part of our whole world culture. I don't think it's just limited to places like India. I think it's like this whole, so many men love the idea of having sex with girls, literally and figuratively, like women, not only like the looks of girls, but also women who are without agency, without maturity, are not fully developed emotionally and mentally, are not, human, like fully developed, like adult human beings, are not peers. They like having sex or dealing with, children. And that's like a society, a worldwide issue, because we need, it's my ex-husband said, duality. Dang, it's something he used to say, but it's like you need, that's how you grow and develop, through your peers, not through, I'm not saying that children do not help us to grow and develop, because they do, but that is not your partner, boo-boo. Not in that sense. Come on. Unsent text accepted as dead man's will by Australian court. So somebody was making a text message being like, I leave all my money to the video vixen Bella, but I never sent it. But then they found it in my phone. They like, okay, well, Angela says she leave all her money to her dog Bella. So that's her will, her last will and testament. That's the impression I got. I just read the headline though. T-Mobile website bug let hackers steal data with a phone number. So they could get this hackation stuff is intense. It's ubiquitous. It's all over. It's something. And T-Mobile is like, oh well, we found out about it and we corrected it in 24 hours. And this article is like, no, they didn't. There's a video on YouTube telling you how to take advantage of the hack to get people's information. So it's been out there for a while, and these hackers have known what to do with the T. So you don't know if you got T-Mobile, your information. If you just out here living in the world, your information is out here. FBI asked to probe killing of black man by Utah officer. Police chief convinced results will remain the same. SSDD, same stuff, different day. So a man is riding his bike and he rides it across traffic, and the police officer says that he notices that, now they say in the article he rode it again across 6 lanes of traffic, and it's almost like in my head it's like he rode his bike across 6 lanes of traffic. What a monster. And then the police officer is like, and I noticed that he didn't have a rear tail light on his bike. And so therefore I shot him because he had threatened me with a knife. There's no evidence of the knife on the video, but there's a knife on the body. When people become cops, do they like give them a stash of like 70 knives to carry with them to throw on bodies, extra guns? Be like, he had threatened me with a knife. He threatened me with a gun. You a punk but MF if you got a gun and I got a knife, and I don't believe that worth of nothing. I don't believe them stories. It's executions, pure and simple. Executing, y'all, they are going around continuing to do what they have been doing and executing black people. That's what they do. That's their specialty. Apple nabbed Steven Spielberg's studio to create an exclusive $5 million per episode sci-fi TV show. $5 million sound like a lot to me. Game of Thrones, they paid $10 million an episode. I'm trying to like get in my consciousness how much these TV shows cost to produce. Amid evangelical decline, growing split between young Christians and church elders. Moms are joining together and collectively deciding their kids should only get 4 gifts at a time. Here's their logic. I think it's like something you want, something you need, something you can wear, and something else. I'm all for that. Because they talk about when after Christmas, the children open all the gifts. They open 100 gifts. There more. I want more. And they like, nah, we got to do something about it. That's how I'd be. I'd be like, you get 1 gift. You don't get no. When I, at a certain point, very early in my life, I knew I wasn't getting nothing for Christmas. We would go shopping after Christmas in the sales. But I never really grew up celebrating Christmas. And definitely not like that. I always had a consciousness that if you go celebrate Christmas, it's about Christ. It's, it's not a choir shit holiday. It's, but anyway. A venture capitalist says that he's so afraid for his reputation that he's canceling meetings with women. Oh my gosh, I'm just not gonna hire any women because they might say I molested them, or they might look so good I might molest them. A mess and some bull. That's some BS. Some mess. Flip or Flop franchise adds this black couple and fans can't get enough. I had read about them the other day, but I think they starting their stuff early because people are excited. I might watch it just to, I don't know. Experts can't figure out why independence movements are suddenly sweeping the world. We've been following Catalonia a little bit, y'all, but it's throughout the world. Is Brexit in that category? Okay. Mike Dikta. No oppression in the last 100 years. He like, this dummy, I don't know who he is. Dummy Dikta is like, I don't know why all of these people are talking about oppression. There ain't been no oppression in the last 100 years. Somebody, since he made that statement, I guess it happened probably yesterday. Somebody said that, baby boy who got killed in Money, Mississippi, who, we have a picture of him in his casket in Jet magazine because they said he whistled at a white woman. Dang, I can't think of the ancestor's name. He was from Chicago. He was down south for the summer. They say he looked at a white woman wrong or whatever, so they killed him. He would have been, Emmett Till would have been the same age as Dumb Dikta. Man gets pushed out the L train while screaming the N-word. He was like going back and forth, and the people were like, get off the train. And he like, you can't keep my bag. Give me my bag. They like, F your bag. Get off the train. KKK flyers in Florida threaten to beat black men who talk to white women. Sheryl Sandberg. Too many men think hiring a few women makes their companies diverse. I think Sheryl Sandberg may be at Facebook or something now. Y'all, it's so rainy and cold here today. But anyway, she's like, people, men and women, feel that if you have 10 executives and one of them is a woman, then you're diverse. She like, but 50% of the population is women. So why aren't we looking for it to be 4 or 6 women instead of 1? If you have a group of 10, why aren't 5 of them women and 5 of them men? That would be parity. What's wrong with us? Patriarchal society. If it's not about rich white men with property and power, it ain't about nothing in America, in the world. I'm telling y'all, rich white, it's all for the rich white men with property and power. Paradigm hires Julie Choi as agent. I just noticed it was an agent woman. I don't know what Paradigm is. I think it's like a talent agency. And that's it for this episode of Notes on the News Feed. Today, go out and make it a fabulous, wonderful day, because it is a fabulous, wonderful day. And you are fabulous and wonderful. You are number one. You are the greatest. So be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Be you.